Good Saturday morning and welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency.
Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome to Outdoors with Larry Ray. Hello, all of you folks in Brownsville, Tennessee on 1520 AM and 95.3 FM. Of course, in Jackson on News Talk 101.5. And, of course, right here in Memphis every Saturday morning from 9 to 10:30 on AM 790, 92.9 HDFM. And this is Outdoors with Larry Ray, but it ought to be Outdoors with Larry Ray and Ron Wong. I mean, this is one of Ron Wong's favorite shows of the year.
Absolutely.
But there is a little bit of sadness to it that Ron won't be wearing out his tennis shoes in Orlando. Coming up next week is ICAST. And, Ron, you've put together a pretty fabulous show. We got some great guests, don't we?
Well, not only do we have a lot of great guests, but golly, having to miss this show and to see all of these new products that are fishing tackle products that's coming out for 2025 is really amazing. But the best thing I could do was say, hey, Larry, let me put together this show about ICAST, a preview of it, and have some of our friends from way back when talking about their company's new products, and I'm excited.
And the thing about it, we're talking about the 67th year for ICAST, and I wanted to say, I know the American Sport Fishing Association puts this baby on down in Orlando at the Orange County Convention Center. But one of my tests today will be, what does ICAST stand for? And then we're going to get our first guest. We'll ask you what something else stands for the company. But this ICAST stands for, Ron, you know?
Yes, I'm not going to say it.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm going to say it because I looked it up, okay? International Convention of Allied Sport Fishing Trades.
Yep.
ICAST sounds better. And so we're going to roll them out right now on Outdoors with Larry Ray, thanks to Shelby McCall, our show producer, right out of the bat on this Saturday morning. Ron, let's roll out this first guest. Who we got coming in?
Hey, our first guest is the Vice President and I think General Manager for fishing at GSM Products, our friend from Camden, Tennessee, Crispin Powley. Good morning, Crispin.
Hey, good morning, guys. Thanks for having me on. It's always a good time, and I love catching up with you fellas.
Always good to have you on, Crispin. I know we're taking time from vacation and all this kind of stuff as you get ready for next week. I guess you got to get a little R&R before you start because next week is pretty big for you guys. So talk about the experience of being at ICAST, and then, of course, we want to know what's going on with, you know what, GSM. And
that's right.
And we have found out from Crispin, Good Sports Marketing, and of course GSM we've known for years, forever, about what they've done. And Crispin handles the fishing side of this thing. I've been dealing with GSM we've been on the air 24 years come August, and I can't tell you, Crispin, what GSM has meant for Outdoors with Larry Ray over the years. So roll it out, Bubby. What's going to happen with you guys next week in Orlando?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously our, quote-unquote Super Bowl when it comes to launching new products, which is kind of the lifeblood of our company. You know, we stand firmly on some of the most iconic products in the game with the Cinco and the rattle trap and spot remover and things of that nature, but we really pride ourselves on pushing the envelope and getting better and coming out with more and more products that just help people catch fish, and ICAST is kind of the culmination of that effort every year.
You know, Crispin, talking about that, not only that, you're introducing some new companies that you guys have also brought on in under the GSM family. Talk a little bit about that and some of the new products you'll be showing from them.
Yeah, so, and I'm going to be honest, I'm going to let you in on a couple little vague sneak peeks because we haven't launched this stuff yet.
All right.
But, one of our newest brands is a startup brand that we call Buka brand, and it's centered around Mike Bucca, who is the designer and inventor of the very popular and famous bull shad swim bait line.
Yeah.
And Mike is just an incredible mind when it comes to designing baits. And we are bringing out a glide bait at ICAST.
Okay.
Yes, sir. That is, I think that we'll talk 6 months from now and you'll go, that was the belle of the ball. That's really what I think.
Okay. Yeah.
We're super excited about it. He had already been working on it prior to us starting this brand up, and so we're excited about that. We've got several things coming from Yamamoto, obviously soft plastics. Got a line of swim baits we're bringing out there that's really long overdue for Yamamoto.
Okay.
We've got a couple of things coming with Bill Lewis that are honestly just light years ahead of anything they've ever built in the past in terms of finish and quality. They really favor kind of the more, JDM or Japanese direct market products than they do what you've seen from Bill Lewis in the past. So I think all in all, we're debuting about I want to say 24 products total.
Wow.
And that's not including individual colors, right?
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask you about that because you talked about the glad bait. I know that's going to have colors and things along that line.
There's 10 colors in the glide bait.
10.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a great glide bait too.
Yeah.
I would say total new SKUs, what we call it, right? Individual items.
Right.
Yep.
I'm going to say they'll be somewhere around 500 would be my guess.
Wow. That's really awesome. And Crispin, typically during this show, you are tied up in meetings from early morning to late at night, talking to people that want to buy the products to sell in their stores too, right?
Yeah, I actually I think the show runs 9 to 5 or 9 to 6 every day.
Yeah.
And personally, I'll start meetings at about 7 or 8 every morning, and I will conclude with a dinner meeting every night. And as fun as ICAST is, it is absolutely my hardest week of the year. I've got a meeting every single hour on the hour for 3 days straight.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. I believe that. And, but putting out all of these products is a great thing. One of the things that I see out of all of the new companies that you guys have brought on, they're all family-type companies. Very tight-knit, very, very honest, great customer service. They all fit a certain shoe, if you will.
Yeah.
That is absolutely that's a very good observation, Ron. I think that I'm just really comfortable with those type of brands because of, my past with Strike King and the family atmosphere that I kind of, really grew up in.
Yeah.
And I tell everybody I don't have any secret playbook. I'm just trying to emulate what I've seen some really good business people do.
Well, you've done a great job, I'll tell you.
Yeah, and again, we're talking to Crispin Powley. He is with the GSM. Of course, he's VP of Fishing for GSM. Longtime friend of this show and Strike King and everything goes into it. Somebody told me that y'all have actually added a new rod to your family. Is that right?
Yeah, a year ago we didn't have rods, and now we actually own 3 rod companies.
Yeah.
We bought Phoenix rods.
Yeah.
Which is a very, very popular brand from the West Coast.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And we feel like we are going to give anglers east of the Mississippi an opportunity to experience that rod brand that they probably just haven't had in the past. And then most people in this part of the world are very familiar with Dobbins.
Oh, yeah.
We acquired the Dobbins brand back in the I guess it was maybe March or so.
Yeah, early this year.
March.
Yeah,
yes, we've had Gary Dobbins on.
Yeah, Gary's been on the show, and now he's joined the GSM family, which it continues to expand. And I guess when I say family, I go back to what Ron was talking about. a lot of you folks out there, you know this brand from hunting. I know I've been dealing with Hunter Specialties and True Glow and all the folks like Birchwood Casey and all those things like that. But the fishing side looks like to me, Crispin, this is really exploding in that side of the market, isn't it? I mean,
yeah, it is, and I knew the guys at GSM because of my passion for hunting.
Yeah,
and
I knew
that was my relationship with them.
Yeah,
and they basically came to me when this position came open and this division of our company came open and said, look, not all, but I'd say a great majority of hunters fish and fishermen hunt, and
they do.
And we're all using the same stuff, and they just wanted to put kind of a one-stop shop together for retailers and consumers to be able to go, hey, I can buy everything that I need from one company, and so far we're well on our way.
Well, I'll tell you, I am very, very impressed with the way that you have grown.
Yeah.
The fishing family there at GSM, Crispin. You've done a marvelous job, my friend.
In a short period of time. Now,
We went from our first acquisition was the fall or winter of 21. We bought Yamamoto.
Yeah.
And here we are in the summer of 24, and we own 11 brands. And
not something.
I don't know in my lifetime if I've ever seen anything grow any faster and any much more successfully than this endeavor has been. And it is. I'd like to add, I'm having the time of my life. I'm having so much fun.
We're not blowing smoke, but you're the right man for this job, Crispin.
Absolutely.
And
well,
folks,
that means a lot to me.
You can keep up with Crispin. He has a great Facebook page. I watch it and everything like that. He's got all these local ties here to our area in Tennessee and things along that line. But so tell our listeners, Ron, what do we need to ask for him?
Hey, if somebody wants more information about those wonderful products from GSM,
where do they go?
Where do they go?
Yeah, I mean, you can find just about anything on GSM Outdoors, but specifically our fishing brands are all headquartered under Baits. BAITS.com.
Oh, wow.
It's
cool.
easy, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, somebody's always got these long .coms and Baits. I can't believe it was available. I don't know how you got
it. It actually wasn't, Larry. We got it. That was Yamamoto owned that when we were very thankful for that.
Yes. Well, we appreciate it, buddy. You have a great. I know you'll be working next week, but get through it. We'll talk to you. We're going to try to put together maybe a show later on. Ron's already hopping me up on that right now, but we'll stay in touch and have a great week in Orlando, and we'll talk to you down the road. Okay, buddy?
Right. Hey, anytime you guys want, I'll be glad to jump on with some Tennesseans, and you guys, we appreciate you having me, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Thank you, Crispin.
All right, let's take a break on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Be right back.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM.
Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on AM 790, 92.9 HDFM here in Memphis every Saturday morning from 9 to 10:30. And this is one of our favorite shows of the year. It's our pre-ICAST show. And again, earlier we said ICAST, International Convention of Allied Sport Fishing Trades, and the reason they call it ICAST because they can't get that on a shirt. It's just too long. And so ICAST is rolling out 67 years starting next week in Orlando, Florida at the Orange County Convention Center. And so Ron is going to miss it this year, but instead we're going to feel like we're there, and Ron has lined up a great list of guests on today's show. Of course, we let it right off with Crispin Powley. And now, Ron, you got another one. Roll out this guy for us.
Hey, our next guest, Larry, is the senior manager for brand marketing at Rather Outdoors, better known as Lou's, Strike King, Zebco, Quantum.
Yes.
Our friend, Tom Brewbaker. Good morning, Tom.
What's going on, Ron? Hey, Larry. How are y'all?
Hey, man.
Well, I got to tell you something.
Yeah.
You know, ICAST is so exciting, and I know I've attended for many, many years.
Yep.
And I'm going to miss it again this year. It's just that I got too many things on my plate. Wish I could be there.
You'll be there in spirit, Ron.
But I'll be there. That's right, Larry. I'll be there in spirit.
Yeah.
And I know that, Tom, it's a busy time of the year for you guys because this is when you introduce the 2025 products and also be taking lots and lots of orders to all of your vendors, to all your distributors, wholesalers, retailers, and everything like that. And I know that there at Lew's, Strike King, Quantum, Zebco, you guys are going to be introducing a lot of new products.
Tell us about it.
Tell us about it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Well, one, Ron, I didn't know you're not going to be at ICAST, so that bums me out because I thought you were going to be making me look like I was busy by doing interviews with me about all the dates the whole time.
Well, you know I would.
He would. That's true. We got you on film.
Hey,
That's right.
I would. You're priority one, buddy.
Yeah.
You guys are to me as well. Yeah, definitely great to catch up with you guys over the weekend here. But like you said, ICAST, it's the most wonderful time of year. And I don't think I'll be able to cover every single brand and product in the amount of time that you guys are giving me. But we'll catch up afterwards, and I'll give you the full.
You got about 10 minutes.
Yeah, you got 10 minutes to roll. So.
All right. Well, there's a lot to roll through. So I'm going to focus on Lew's and Strike King.
That's what we want, yeah. Uh-huh.
For those two brands, I would dare to say that this is the biggest launch for them in decades. And obviously,
the saltwater side of Quantum. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then Quantum, that's a whole another animal. They're actually relaunching into the saltwater space.
Yeah.
Let's start with Lew's, though, because we want to hear. Yeah, we want to hear Lew's. What's going on?
Absolutely. So Lew's is coming out with 5 new spinning reels.
5.
Wow.
Okay.
5 new casting reels. But the biggest story of this whole deal is the true innovation that's coming from Lew's this year. And people overuse that word a lot this time of year, but it's truly what's happening with Lew's and this braking system that you guys will see very soon. It's the Paramag braking system using paramagnetism, and it's essentially ultimate casting control, no charger or batteries needed for that. Mm-hmm. It's all using paramagnetism in the design of the spool and where the magnets are placed.
Amazing.
Wow.
So what you're going to see is that present in the Custom and the Custom Pro, which are two fan favorites. And I think, some people are going to be, sad, the one I'm used to is getting renovated. You're going to be happy to put it in your hand. This is going to be absolutely incredible. I've gotten a chance to use one of the samples here, and it really is set it and forget it. So, make sure you're checking out the Paramag braking system that's going to be in both the Custom and the Custom Pro.
Wow.
And then another one that's getting its 3rd renovation, actually, in its history. It's the one that started it all for Lew's. Restarted all in 2010, which is the Speed Spool LFS. It was my first state caster ever, and now it's getting a lot of bells and whistles that some of the more expensive reels have had. They're now going to be available at the same price, $100.
Wow.
For the Speed Spool. So
$100.
Wow.
Okay, I can hear a truck driver going down I-55 right now. Did he say $100? Yes. That's what he said.
$100.
Oh, wow.
Like
and that's a great reel, too.
With all the bells and whistles and technology has come to this thing. So we're rolling here with Tom Brewbaker.
How about some of the any of the other reels from Lew's that you guys are coming out with?
So we got a Speed Spin renovation coming out.
Mm-hmm.
We also have a Speed Spin CRX. And it's going to come in a combo too. It's a $140 combo, but I'm telling you, the retailers that we have talked with about this, that have had it in their hands, we've had them guess, what do you think this costs?
Yeah.
And they all thought it was a $250 combo.
That's right.
And it's sitting there at $139.99.
Wow.
And the reel itself is $79.99. I'm telling you, it feels like it's a $150 reel. So it is exceptional.
Know how they do it. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you something, Tom. I hope that you got that combo in the new product showcase there, and you guys win another best of the show award because you guys won like 3 or 4 of those in a row there with a combo.
Yeah, but I think we got a chance on the combo. I think we also have a chance on the Paramag with a Custom Pro and a Custom Run.
Cool.
Can you still throw me a vote remote?
Well, I wish. I don't know that we can vote remote. I'm not sure.
I wish we could, because Ron would vote twice.
I'd vote every day.
Yeah, Ron would be voting every day.
How about the Strike King side, my friend?
Yeah.
So Strike King, again, like I said, biggest launch I consider for both Lose and Strike King. For different reasons for Strike King. It's the sheer number of things, of new items that are coming out to address, one, what everybody's talking about right now, which is forward-facing sonar and how that's impacting a lot of the new products you're going to see. I'd say the lion's share of what you're going to see people talking about the most at ICAST is going to be how are people addressing forward-facing sonar. Well, the thing that's great about Strike King is that we've been innovative and leaders in so many categories for so long that it allows us to have the flexibility to address forward-facing sonar, expand on things that, like the Baby Z2 that already dominates, pre-forward-facing sonar, and now we're looking for ways to build on that, and you'll see some of that with the new homing minnow.
Yeah, I saw that.
The other thing that we're doing, the homing minnow, it's a pre-rigged swim bait.
Yeah.
It comes in a 3-inch. It's a 1/4 ounce. I think there's some other weights in there as well, but it comes in a 3-inch and a 4-inch. And the other thing that we're doing, like we always do, is continue to add products for your, not forward-facing sonar specific user, call your quasi forward-facing sonar person, or somebody that doesn't use it at all. And that's things like the wake shad, the return of the wake shad.
All right.
Oh, wow. Cool.
It's
that's
coming
good.
back. Same exact mold, but better colors.
Better colors?
Dare I say.
How can we come up with better colors? That's
I think that Strike King has always been very innovative when their colors they came out with. I mean, who else would have come out with something called a sexy shad?
Yeah.
It really becomes the number one
throw
color.
That in there, Ron. I knew he was going to
color.
Ron can't go by without mentioning the sexy shad. Yeah, I mean.
Sexy shad is the goat. It's the goat of colors. You can't beat it.
Yes, you can't. You
have
beat
Sexy Shad 2.0.
Again, we're talking to Tom Brewbaker, Senior Manager of Brand Marketing, our good friends at Rather Outdoors in Columbia, South Carolina. Of course, Tom has been in Nashville and knows all this stuff, what's going on. And we've asked everybody, Tom, about the preparation for ICAST. So, I mean, you guys, I don't know how big your booth's going to be. You got a lot to cover. So,
it's a 30 by 80.
30 by 80. Okay.
We can't fit it all in there. A lot of half the booth's going to be Quantum, and then we got the freshwater side, which will have Strike King, Lose, Zebco, Mr. Crappie, Martin Fly. All those will be there on the other side of the booth. But yeah, too much to fit into the booth space that we got, which is already huge. So yeah, I'm excited about it. This is prep that's been going on for really over a year. Like we've already met as a team to talk about next year.
Talk about next year.
What we're releasing.
Yeah.
And we got some special drops that are coming at the Classic that we're already getting ready for. But as far as like it's all hands on deck. It's a full team effort from the person that's just overseeing the actual. Well, what do we need to do to actually have all the boxes checked for ICAST to even show up there? So what are we going to release? How are we going to market it? And then getting all the content around it. Getting with the pros. Like the pros already, have products in their hands for next year that they're refining. And there's baits in here that have been worked on for 4 or 5 years to get them right to the point to where they are now. The prep's crazy, but when you have a really talented team, it makes it a lot easier.
That's cool. Hey, Tom, Quantum, I'm seeing and hearing a lot about the new Quantum that's coming out, and part of it has to do on the saltwater side. We have a lot of catfishermen here in the Memphis Mid-South area, and they like to use a lot of saltwater type stuff. But Mike Fournette, a good friend, pro staffer for Quantum there, you guys are talk a little bit about you got about a minute to talk about the reels that they're coming out with.
Yeah, so with Quantum, you're going to have 2 reels, a rod series, and a combo or 2. You'll have to forgive me. I'm not as close to the Quantum side. But I can tell you that's top to bottom innovation there as well. The team behind that is people that have like a combined, I think it's like 80-something years of experience developing saltwater rods and reels. So they're going to do it right. And that's something that you're going to continue to, just because it's a brand relaunch, if you will. You're going to continue to see very quickly more products on the saltwater side come into Quantum. But yeah, as far as the specifics, it's 2 spinning reels that are coming out, a combo, and we're starting at sort of that mid-price range, but you'll see that go into the more affordable and higher end stuff.
Awesome.
As that brand continues to expand. But definitely want to be paying attention to what Quantum's doing over the next couple of months. They're going to be putting a lot of gas behind a number of initiatives to tell people that we're here and let people be a part of the process.
Well,
too.
a lot of these things we're going to be showcased at ICAST, so we can say for the fall, this fall, like are we going to have that homing minnow, maybe that evader? How about that final copy? You got some of these
things. I'm talking about. Yeah, there we go. You're thinking of all the ones I forgot. Yeah, the evader. Yeah. Obviously, if you're somebody that uses a riser style bait, you know exactly what the what the evader's for. Yeah, I mean, the thing with the evader is it's about availability and expanding a technique, and
yes, it is
putting that in the hands of more people. And it's a great product. It works very well. And I think what it's going to do is expand that style of fishing, with that style of bait, to a wider audience. People associated with herring lakes, like that blueback herring.
Yeah.
And I think that it's something that is actually a repeatable pattern across a lot of different lakes.
I love the names.
Tom, we've run out of time, and before we let you go,
Ron knows.
What if somebody wants more information about these great products from Rather Outdoors? Where do they go?
They call you, Ron.
They call Ron. And Ron's number is...
my social media tends to show that out.
I think it is, He's got about a 4-inch area on his table that might be able to send him something else, But so where the information goes to, where they go, Tom?
StrikeKing.com and Lose.com, Quantum.com. You can find all the juice.
All right, buddy. We appreciate it. And,
we'll be talking with you after the show.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up. Have a great week next week at ICAST, and get back, and we'll chat again. Okay, Tom? All right?
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Tom Brewbaker of Strike King Rather, and good folks there. Well, we're going to roll this show out, and I know Ron has got some more guests coming up. I can't wait to go to West Point, Mississippi in this next segment.
I know you like it down there.
And he's being a regular just about with Jack Will. Let's take a break. We'll be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM.
Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray as we roll toward our 24th year on the air come August. And what kind of reminds me, I did some figuring up, and this next guest...
how many times he's been on the show?
No, not how many times he's been on the show, or how many things he's given me and things along that word. All the shirts I wear. I'm a walking billboard for B&M poles, okay? But
what is that I have on today?
The way I see this, that Jack Wells, the president of B&M Pole Company in West Point, Mississippi, has been at this job 24 years and 1 month. Now, I don't know if that's close or not, but I've been on the air almost the same time as you've been at the company, Jack. So
I am 24 years and 2 months.
See, 2 months. There you go.
Yeah, look at there.
We started together. That's pretty good. Now
we did.
Of course, you're such a young pup compared to me, but that's okay. But always like to talk to Jack Wells and our good friends at B&M. And then we're talking today about ICAST. Because a lot of folks, and I quiz Ron on this, International Convention of Allied Sport Fishing Trades, which everybody calls ICAST for obvious reasons because it talks too long on the other one. But I know you guys will be in Orlando. Sadly, Ron is taking a year off. I think he's going to Cancun or someplace like that. I don't know, but
I'm staying in the air conditioning.
You're going to Grenada. That's what you're going to do. So, but Jack, talk about what ICAST means for B&M Poles and what you guys have got going this year.
Well, I mean, look, ICAST, number one is an opportunity to see, all of our customers. Now, I will tell you, in large form, many of our retailers out there, we've already visited with. We've already shown them new items, that sort of thing. Yeah. But this show provides an excellent opportunity for follow-up there.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we have several meetings set up, with other accounts who are going to be at the show, whether we're going over next year's program or some special things that we would like to do with each of these retailers in the coming year. But aside from that, it offers a great opportunity to spend time with outdoor communicators.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
One of the things that has always been a common theme with me is that we place a huge value on outdoor communicators. I mean, you guys are the ones that are out talking about the great sport of the outdoors or hunting or fishing, anything like that, and it just keeps it on people's minds. And we want to do whatever we can to help there, because we also know that from an outdoor communicator standpoint, that ground has shifted, in the last 5 to 10 years, and we just want to make sure that we're shifting with you and helping you guys out to keep communicating the message about the great outdoors.
Yeah, and you guys do a real good job of it. And like you said, everything is social media now. So when people like
Instant
me
news.
that do videos, I like to keep those videos to about a minute and a half on a specific item, a specific product, because that's all the time that people are going to look at it. And so that's our job, to get the word out there from great companies like you. Jack, you guys got some new products coming out from B&M. Talk to us.
Okay. On the crappie side, we'll start there first. We have one item that we're pretty proud of here. It was designed by a guy named John Godwin, who I think a lot of listeners will recognize that name from the TV show Duck Dynasty. But of course, now John has been a good friend of B&M for many years. And John is quite the accomplished fisherman. I don't know that. I don't know that a lot of our listeners or a lot of folks who just saw him on the show understand that, but he's an excellent fisherman.
Yeah.
We've been working together, and we had an idea for a rod. This is a 7.5 foot rod, one piece. Okay, so the action of it is true, but this rod is unlike anything else we have in our assortment at the time. And what this rod does is it has a really stiff backbone and then a really fast tip. Okay.
Yeah.
The stiff backbone, we stiffened the backbone a little bit by putting a diagonal wrap of carbon cloth on the blank after it was finished. So that gives it some strength. But that fast tip, what that does is it allows you, really to cast light tackle a pretty good distance. And of course, look, everybody knows, I mean, this is a lot of our product development right now is related to the forward-facing sonar.
Yep.
This one's no exception. The only thing I would tell you about this pole, we call it the Godwin's Crappie Caster. We really should have called it the Godwin Supercaster, because this rod, I mean, John has caught multiple species with this rod. He believes it's the last rod anybody will ever need in their lifetime.
That's awesome.
So
if he says that, because he's been on this show several times, and a lot of people didn't realize his love of the fishing side of his career and things along that line. And I think he's even talked about the evolution of this rod, and it's now coming to forward now, right, Jack? I mean, it's
yes, sir, it is. We will have it featured at the show. And look, the feedback on it so far has been excellent.
Yes,
so, like I said, there's not anything else like it out there in our product line or anybody else's product line. Cork handle, silicon carbide guides. I mean, this pole is loaded with a lot of features and a lot of functionality.
When will it be available?
When will it be available? When can the public know?
It'll be available probably the first or second week of October.
Oh, good.
All right.
Okay.
So it's coming up pretty quick.
And that's the Godwin Crappie Caster? Is that what we're calling this thing?
Godwin's Crappie Caster.
Wow. Okay. All right, folks. Remember that. You heard it right here on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Okay.
Anything else on the
keep
crappie
rolling.
side?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the crappie side, yep, we've got another product that is also unique, and it was actually featured in our 2024 new item page on our catalog, but the development of it, we still had some things to tweak. So this is really a new item for us this year, but it's the Ambush telescopic rod by and it was designed by Ronnie Capps and Steve Coleman.
Okay. Yeah.
And of course, now, Ronnie and Steve have been using telescopic poles to get, everybody's trying to get further out.
That's right. Yeah.
When we're getting to the point where they're going to have to make boats bigger to accommodate some of these rods.
So how long is this thing? What will this go out to?
This one here is 24.5 feet long.
Come on.
Now,
come on.
What makes it a little bit different than, say, our Little Mighty series, which is what a lot of folks also
people
use.
have.
This one has fewer sections.
Okay.
And
how many sections
does it have? It has 13 sections.
13 sections.
All right.
And
2 foot
this
increments.
one will break.
Yeah, 2 foot increments.
This one will break down to a 30-inch. It scopes down to 30 inches. But with fewer, and Ron, I know, has seen the technique, but,
I've been in the boat with them,
they're using the sections to determine how far away from the boat.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And,
you can set it
and
to
so
the
a lot
sections.
of times,
okay, yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of times after setting the hook, they start scoping the sections in. Well,
okay.
Yep.
Some of the things that we learned early on, I'll give you an example. This rod has a textured finish.
Mm-hmm.
Why would it have a textured finish? Well, what happens is when you start scoping those sections back in, a lot of times they might be wet.
Yeah.
Well, that water will get in between the sections and it'll cause them to stick.
Right. Yeah.
But because of the texture on this pole, that water will flow through and it'll prevent a lot of those sections sticking. So we think we're onto something there.
Yeah.
The other neat feature about this pole is, of course, it has a Tenkara tip on it, like a lot of the Japanese poles that you see out there. And one of the problems that you run into with the Tenkara tip is a lot of times if the tip section bounces, that line will wrap around the tip.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, on this particular one, we've got just a slight rotating cam on the tip section. Amazing. So that if the tip rolls, this thing will roll with it and not let that line wrap around the tip.
That's amazing.
Cool.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's
a pretty neat
great
little deal.
That's a great technique too, and I'll tell you, Ronnie Capps and Steve Coleman, they have got it down. I've taken lessons from them, and it's pretty amazing. On the catfish side, what are you guys looking at?
Well, it's similar to the crappie side of things. Everything's trying to get bigger, right? I mean, now our new item for this year is the Atlas rod.
Yeah.
Now it's a 7.5 foot one piece. It has 9 guides on it. All of them are stainless steel, but this is an S-glass composite rod. Now S-glass is different from fiberglass and from E-glass because it has a higher tensile strength. Okay. Mm-hmm. And so this one is going to be the one that routinely pulls that 100+ pounder out of the Mississippi River or out of that. It's got the aluminum double lock and reel seat. It's got the X-grip handle. It's funny. This rod is probably closest to a broom or a mop handle than anything we have offered in the 77 years we've been in business. So,
and folks, we know that B&M stands for mops and brooms. Okay, so we got these
correct.
things. And again, we only got a couple of minutes, Jack. And for us pan fishermen, is there anything coming out that I need to know about? Because I'm still waiting for that sold out saying to get out of that page on that rod that I love. You know what I'm talking about on that.
Yeah, I mean, again, of course, we've got a solid lineup across the board for any type of panfish or crappie or bluegill.
Yes.
For any technique, any action, any weight.
Yes.
But as far as this, I'm telling you, I would put people on the Godwin's Crappie Caster because
that's it, folks.
It is a very versatile role.
Yep. All right, tell our folks, Ron, what are you going to ask him? But we always ask a guest here.
Jack, if somebody wants more information about B&M products, where do they go?
Yeah.
They can go to our website. That'd be the easiest place, and that is www.bnmpoles.com.
Yes, that's it. That's simple, folks. Jack, thank you, buddy.
Always great show.
Good morning to you.
Have a great show, and see you at Legends of the Outdoors in August. Okay, man?
Look forward to it.
All right, thank you, man. All right, Jack.
Thank you.
All right, let's take a break. Be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM.
Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Again, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. And we appreciate our sponsor, the TWRA. If you'd like to be a sponsor of Outdoors with Larry Ray, on the website, where it's LarryRay.com, or rather the show right here itself every Saturday morning, you can just shoot me an email at Larry Ray, lroutdoors@att.net. All right, we're doing this show today special. This is a Ron Wrong special. You know when you watch a movie and at the very end they say, produced by Ron Wong, directed by Ron Wong, set up by Ron Wong, and we're doing the pre-ICAST show. ICAST is next week in Orlando,
Yep.
the 67th ICAST. And we've dedicated this show to a lot of the new things that are coming out in Orlando next week with some of our favorite people. And we couldn't do a show like this if we didn't have
somebody from Purpose-Built Optics. I got to tell you something.
Yeah.
You know, the finest sunglasses there are, and
we got them both on today here.
Yeah, and you know what, Larry? I'm going to tell you a quick story.
What?
Earlier this week, when it was only 89 degrees, and I was out fishing.
Yeah.
And where we were fishing, there's a flat that you can see. It's about 2 feet under the water. You could see the flat almost.
Yeah.
And where it dropped off and everything.
Yeah.
And so the guy I was fishing with had a competitor's glasses on, you know, because I said, hey, look it out there. You see that edge of that flat right there?
He couldn't see
You
it.
want to throw right towards it, and he says, well, I can't see it.
Well,
So I let him wear my glasses for a minute. He said, oh, my gosh,
yes.
what a difference. But I have to tell you, you know, we're very fortunate on our ICAST preview show here, Larry, to have one of the partners for Purpose-Built Optics, formerly known as Hook and Bullet.
Yes.
Our friend Rob Phillips. Good morning, Rob.
Good morning, guys. Glad to be here.
We're glad to have you with us out of San Antonio and getting ready for ICAST next week. And you guys have just revolutionized the sunglasses, the industry with what you guys have been doing with you, and of course, Bill Waller. And it's always good to have Bill or you on. But before I go in, I got to do a personal thing, too, as I told Rob before we came on. I got me a pair of the Azores. I'm looking at them right now. Ron's got a pair, too. I've got my little deal on, so I never lose them. And they're always right there. I can even see Ron from here, you know. But when I got my glasses in the mail from our good friends at Hook and Bullet, whatever you want to call it about, but
they're now Purpose-Built
Optics. I got a handwritten note from Bill's son, Will. And I tell you what, Rob, that little handwritten note just made my day. And I know you guys are built for your customers, but you're a customer-friendly guy. I just wanted you guys to know that. And, folks, if you're not wearing Purpose-Built Optics, you got on the wrong sunglasses.
Absolutely.
I know. I've been doing this 24 years. I've worn a lot of sunglasses, Rob, and I guess I'm stealing your thunder, but I just wanted to pass that out there. So tell us what's going to happen at ICAST for you guys next week.
Yeah, great. And first, Larry, I want to say thank you for the kind words. We get that a lot based on our customer service, and that's really what we're about is developing new technology and taking care of our customers.
Yeah.
So ICAST, this year we're excited to release a new electronics lens called Vermilion. And this lens, we've had the electronic lenses for a couple of years now, but what we've done in the next evolution is really start working with a color scheme. So beyond just being able to see your graphs and your screens, all your electronics, wearing glasses, your polarized glasses, what we're doing is also working with the color palette. So if you take the Vermilion, which is geared to give better color separation for those guys that are running orange and red and yellow color schemes, we're really excited about this one.
Wow, that's really awesome because I have to tell you, you know, with the advent and the growing popularity of forward-facing sonar, it's really important to be able to see that screen with sunglasses on it. And you guys are the only company that I know of that affords optics to be able to do that, and you're just now taking it to the next step. Will there be any new frames or anything like that with some of these new lenses?
We got several frames on the drawing board, going through CAD design and get the molds built. We've got a frame that we're releasing at ICAST with the Vermilion in the new product showcase, so that'll be part of it as well.
And I know, Rob, you guys, you're kind of a cut above. The industry's tough. I mean, you're in a competitive field. What sets your sunglasses above others?
Well, and thank you for that question. We are different. Primarily what separates us from everybody else is, for the most part, we're obviously we are individually owned company, and it's not a big Italian conglomerate, which owns there's a couple of them, and they own about 95% of the market, maybe more.
Yeah.
And the issue that we found, the reason we got in the business is because they've all gone the fashion route. They quit innovating on the lens, which really, if you're serious about it, is where the payoff comes. So we're a lens-first strategy. And that's really what absolutely separates us from everybody else.
Mm-hmm. Well, our eyes are pretty important, folks, and particularly if you're outdoors like I am a lot and Ron is a lot, and you're particularly if you're fishing, you're hunting, or even when I play golf. You know, I wear
cutting the grass.
I wear my glasses, okay, and cutting the grass.
Anytime you're outdoors,
or driving or anything.
Yeah.
And folks, these guys are lens people, and I think
and those lenses, you know, Rob, you're talking about how special they are.
Yeah.
But you guys also partnered with a very special company to be able to produce such a quality.
That's right.
Outstanding product. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, we have, Ron. We've got a special development partnership with Zeiss Optics, and they're a giant company, and they're the leader in color science, and that's why we chose them. And they're helping us formulate lenses based on pursuit. So we're again working with the color spectrum and available light to dial in lenses specifically based on different pursuits.
Yeah. Now, anything else new you guys got coming out?
We've always got stuff tinkering. We've had some lenses that we've worked with, and we get them out in the field to test them with our guys, and they didn't make the cut. So we've got several things that we're doing on next iteration or in the next generation across all of our pursuits. So we're continuously innovating.
Well, I know this, the Gold Horizon 54, okay? I mean, that's what I was looking at, you know, with the Andros lenses. Black Storm, Andros lenses, snap, swivel. That's what I got. I got my own for that. But of course, you got the Madeira, you got the Kona, the Venice, and of course, I've got the Azores. And the ability, folks, these are such lightweight. I mean, I don't even feel like I've got them on, Rob.
No.
I mean, and that's one of the things I liked about this. Not only about the lenses, but you guys have perfected something that's comfortable and something that is durable, and you make sure everybody has one of these things so you don't lose them. Even when you're in the water, you got something that goes along with that. So talk about how the comfort fits in with you guys.
Well, the best lenses in the world are no help if you can't wear them.
That's
and
right.
You can't wear them extendedly. And the problem, we use a very advanced nylon polymer specifically because it's crazy clear.
Yeah.
We can do the formulations if we want in them, and they're super light. So our frames are light as well, and our whole philosophy is you need to be able to grind all day without having the weight of glass that can work on the bridge of your nose and the top of your ears, and after a couple of hours, you're taking them off and trying to rub that dent out of your nose.
Well, I know I got a lot of relatives that were in World War II. They were in the Air Force, Ron, and boy, they would have liked to have a pair of these.
Absolutely. Hey, you know what, Rob? I want you to tell our listeners, because so many of them use forward-facing sonar and really study these graphs a lot. But talk a little bit about why they really need to have those PVO special lenses that you guys have come out with to see the graphs.
Yeah, we came up with the electronics lenses 3 years ago, and we were primarily to solve the biggest problem people were facing at that time, which is that your graph typically has a polarized filter on it, and then when you put on your polarized glasses, it creates what we call a polar blackout. You've seen it.
Yeah.
You got to turn sideways in order to get any kind of a clear picture.
That's right.
The worst part of it is you're either taking glasses off or on, or taking them off completely, and that's what we were seeing. So we took that problem to Zeiss, told them what we were trying to do, and they came back with a specific lens that's polarized, but the polarization is optimized in order to allow that screen view, and it's been fantastic for us.
Yeah, I'm going to tell our listeners, I can't tell you the difference that I have noticed since I've started wearing purpose-built optics and looking at my graphs on my boat. And I will tell you, talking with somebody we talked about earlier, John Godwin, he wears them. He's one of the pro staffers for PVO. And Larry, I have to tell you, he says, I don't go anywhere without them on.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you follow John on Instagram or YouTube or see him walking around, he's always got them either on his head or around his neck, but he's wearing them.
Well, you're going to find mine because I don't hit the golf ball very far, but I can sure follow it now. Okay, Ron. I mean,
now, you know what, that means a lot, though.
It means a lot for an old man like me because I don't have to look back and say, where'd that ball go? It's right down the middle down there. I saw it. It's all the way.
Now, do you guys have charts and stuff like that to help people determine what shades of optics do they use for whatever in the outdoors on your website?
Great question. It's timely because we just released a lens selector, and it's a little app on our website where you can go and answer a handful of questions about what you're doing, what the conditions are, what kind of colors you're looking for, et cetera. And it'll step you through the process and bring up lenses that match your criteria.
Well, you got a great website, and tell our listeners where they can go. Ron, I'm going to do it. I'm going to ask you this time instead of Ron because he always gets on me. So where do they go for the information? Folks, they have a wonderful website. You're going to be blown away by the colors that they have. Tell them about your website. Where do you go to find out?
It's very simple. It's purposebuiltoptics.com.
That's it, folks. It's that simple.
I encourage everybody to go check them out.
Yeah, go check them out. And you got some birthdays coming up. I know everybody's got a birthday sometime.
Get out there and get them a pair of these great glasses.
Rob Phillips, thank you, man, for being on Outdoors with Larry Ray. And you be sure and tell Bill and the Waller family hello for us. And
you guys have a great show there in Orlando.
Orlando, we'll get you back on later on, okay?
Thank you guys very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Rob. All right, let's take a break on Outdoors with Larry Ray. We'll be right back. We're rolling, Ron Wong.
Yeah, we are.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM.
Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray as we continue our pre-ICAST show on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Thanks to an all-star lineup of guests put together by my brother from another mother over there, my Ron Wong, my buddy forever. And
Good morning, Larry. Good morning, everybody.
This next guest has been on Outdoors with Larry Ray, and I tell you what, I've been a long-time supporter of Outdoors with Larry Ray. You folks know Cass Kings, and
I will tell you.
Yeah.
That is the up-and-coming company that I am so impressed about because, I've met them and saw them, I guess it was only 5, 6, 7 years ago at the Pyramid at one of the River Monster
catfish
tournaments. Yeah. And they were showing a new spinning reel they had out at the time that was so affordable, it was unbelievable for such a great quality reel. And I think that was 6, 7 years ago only. And now I see where they have come with all these great products. And here comes ICAST, and they've got a bunch of new products coming out, Larry.
Well, we got the man from Cass Kings himself, Al Noraker. He has been on Outdoors with Larry Ray. In fact, I had a young man I'm helping get into bass fishing, and I said, Al, he needs a reel. And what do you know? He gets a reel, and I get a nice little letter from this young man thanking me for the reel, but he ought to be thanking Al because it's turned his life around. So we've got Al Noraker on with us right now. Good morning, Al.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are y'all doing today?
We're doing great. And it's ICAST time, Al. And I know you guys, and we talk to people, we're going to break it on this show today because in 2 weeks, when we have what we call Bonus Wall, BW, that we're going to have the one and only Skeet Reese on Outdoors with Larry Ray in 2 weeks. And thanks to the folks at Cast King, Al, y'all guys have made a special reel for him. Before we talk about AdCast, tell us what Skeet Reese is getting.
Absolutely. So, well, first of all, thanks for having me today. You know, Skeet and I go back a long time, about 16 years or so almost, when we first worked together when I was with another company, and you might remember a bunch of yellow fishing rods.
Yeah.
So, I'm the guy that helped design those reels for Skeet, and it was a pretty big splash back then. So we've known each other for a long time, and I was always looking forward to getting to work with Skeet again. So last year we got together, and we decided to build a casting and spinning reel that would truly perform for any professional angler, but be priced where the average guy could buy 1, 2, 5, whatever they wanted for their needs. And we even gave it a name based on Skeet's performance over all these years. We call it the Skeet Reese Icon Series.
Yes.
Spinning and casting reels.
Yeah. And you and Skeet have been so close together and things along that line. But you guys are heading to Orlando. So as Ron wants to know, I want to know exactly what can we expect from you guys at Orlando?
Well, I'll tell you what, Larry.
What's
this Cast King iReel, smart fishing, bait casting reel?
Yeah.
I want to tell you something.
Smart fishing reel.
This reel is unbelievable. Al, you guys are going to be introducing this reel at ICAST. Tell our listeners about it because it is fantastic.
Yeah, it's really a game changer in the fishing reel space for sure, for so many reasons. Let me describe just a little bit. First of all, let me just say this about the reel. It's my favorite reel to fish. And whether or not I'm using it with all of its functionality, it's Bluetooth functionality that will report back to me casting metrics either through Bluetooth headset or my phone.
Amazing.
Or all of that. It'll do all of that. And I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. But I want to remind everybody, if you're not into that, you don't have to use it for that. This is just simply the best casting reel out there because it is truly the smartest reel.
It's the smartest.
And it is backed up with a brand new, what we call intelligent frequency control braking system, which is going to monitor spool speed over 600 times a second.
Wow.
That's just amazing.
And it actually comes with 6 preset braking modes for different types of fishing, whether it be long casting, flipping, pitching, skipping.
Right.
You can dial this reel in and set it for the technique that you're using.
And that's where one of the techniques that I'm not real good at, and of course I've only been fishing about 70 years, but but that's skipping. I can pitch, I can do all of that other stuff. But the skipping part of it, and most everybody has that same problem. This reel looks like it's going to solve it. I can't wait to see it.
It's a smart fishing
play
reel.
with it. And you know, the thing that I'm impressed with also is it only weighs 7 ounces.
Yes,
has
I
a magnesium
have
frame.
Yeah.
So it won't flex on you.
How can you?
Yeah, we took about 20% of the weight out from the iReel 1 in this new version.
Yeah.
We actually lowered the profile down to just 40 millimeters instead of 43 before, and then we took out a lot of weight because we went from an aluminum frame to a magnesium frame, which is obviously very light, but like you said, it's also very rigid.
Yeah. See, I have a one. I have a iReel one.
Oh, I'm shocked.
And it's
I'm shocked.
And I will tell you, I can't wait to put my hands on something
on
like
the
this.
two now. So the success. So you're gonna be introducing this at ICAST next week. Then is that right, Al? I mean.
Yes, sir. Yeah. And truly, if you love the iReel one, this is a whole new level. I mean, this is taking it to a whole nother dimension. It's really quite a reel.
Yeah. Folks, if you're still not understanding all this, yes, fishing has reached the technology age here, because we've got a Bluetooth to smartphone coming out.
That's right.
And it's if you thought that fishing was back with the days with the cork and the bobber, and no offense to Jack Wells at B&M and a cane pole, Al Noraker and the guys at Cast Kings, and you guys are in this for that, right, Al? I mean, this is not something that just was developed overnight. You guys have been thinking about this. Yeah, talk about that.
This has been a long process. You know, this was from the ground up. This is our own design, our own tooling. We have a staff of 8 engineers full-time. That's all they do is develop new products. And this reel started at a blank sheet of paper, and we just asked the question, what would the angler love to have if he could have anything?
Okay.
And we started with that, and we built a reel that, like I said, if you choose not to use any of the Bluetooth ability, you'll just love fishing the reel because it doesn't need charging. It charges itself, and that IFC, or the Intelligent Frequency Control Braking System, never needs to be charged. It's always ready to go. The only time you have to charge it is if you want to use the Bluetooth feature and listen to what the reel is telling you while you're fishing.
Listen to the reel.
Yeah. You know, one of my favorite parts of this is, and I'll give you a quick description.
All right.
You know, for all of those people out there that like to troll, one of the very important things about trolling is the proper speed, right?
Yeah. Ron's always talking about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when you're casting crankbaits or any following type of baits, it's the same thing. And we've all experienced this when you make a cast and you're reeling it back in and you're not catching any fish.
Yeah.
And you go, maybe I'm going too slow, or maybe I'm going too fast. So the next time you purposely try to slow down and all of a sudden you get bit.
Yep.
Well, wouldn't you love to know exactly how fast you were retrieving
Absolutely.
that crankbait?
Yep.
Well, this reel will tell you that, because as soon as you make the cast, it's going to tell you how far the cast was.
Yep.
And as you start retrieving that lure, it's going to report to you either visually on your phone or Bluetooth through your headset or the sunglasses that we make. It'll tell you retrieve speed is 1.7 miles per hour. And it'll change as you're going faster or slower. It'll keep updating your speed. So if you catch a fish at 1.7 and you don't catch a fish at 2.5, well, I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I'm going to go back to fishing 1.7.
Right. Listen, Al, let's move on to some of these other new products you guys are going to be showcasing at ICAST, particularly the ICAST King bait capsule, the new landing net with a boat hook that folds up, and you got some new line nippers that I really like. Talk to our listeners about some of these products.
Okay, I want to talk to you about probably my second favorite item in all of our new products, and we've got a lot of them, but I'm going to talk about this one next because it came out of necessity, basically. It's called the bait capsule. You know, and when I go fishing, I often take my dog along, and I had a bad experience last year. She got all excited in the boat, and she ended up with a great big old treble from the crankbait caught on the inside of her thigh.
Oh, no.
And I had to do surgery on her right there on the boat to get it out, and it wasn't fun.
No.
Right. Her name is Millie, and Millie's still going fishing with me today, and we don't have that issue anymore because of the bait capsule. So basically what it is, it's a small, transparent capsule that clips closed. It's ventilated and has a hook on the back of it, so you can just lay your bait inside of it. The line goes out through a slotted hole in the front. You close it up, and now those treble hooks are always protected. They cannot get caught on anything.
Yeah.
And you know what? They are so affordable also, and I'll assume it comes in different sizes for different baits.
Yeah.
And we have 4 sizes right now. Right after ICAST, we'll have a 5th one, which is actually designed specifically for drop shots, where you have a bait up the line from a weight below. So we have a drop shot capsule coming, and then we'll soon be making a 6th model for those big, giant jumbo swim baits, which will be a Magnum size.
Well,
awesome.
You need to call that the Millie then. I guess. I mean.
Yeah, right.
That's a good name.
That's a good name for it right there. Well, running out.
That's a good thing.
Running out of time, but I know you got one more thing throw at us, Al, because
sure.
we need to know about that. Then we'll ask about getting more information. But
and we're going to have you back on.
Yeah, we'll get you. We're going to do an after ICAST show. Al. So
there you go.
What else? One more thing. Yeah, what you got?
Okay, real quick. Another item I just love because it really solves a problem that anglers have, and that is one tool that will serve multiple purposes.
Yeah.
And it is our Brutus landing net with a boat hook. And we'd like to say, land it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can land it, grab it, or pull yourself in. So you can land fish with a 75-inch telescopic handle that folds down to only about 10 inches wide and 24 long. It has a silicone net, but it also has a very quick hook that one push of the button, it stands straight out from the end of the handle. So if you're on a windy day and that makes it a little bit hard if you're by yourself to pull the dock into you while you're getting ready to load your boat, it'll do that.
Oh, man.
If you're picking up buoys, you can reach in and grab that, and it's a great safety device. If somebody should go overboard, now you have a way with one tool, your typical landing net, you can actually use it as a safety device to get people back in the boat.
And what's so impressive about this particular item to me is the price point. Under $60, folks. I got to tell you, just a regular landing net will get you, that's about what it costs. But this net is awesome.
We're going to get you back on, Al. It's always great to have Al on because we.
And before we let you go, Al,
tell us where.
Where can we get more information about all these wonderful casting products?
The easiest way to find us is you just go to our website, which is www.castking.com, and that's KASTKING.com. You'll see all of our products there. You can also find us on Amazon, and right now you're seeing a lot of our products show up at Sportsman's Warehouse, Bass Pro,
yes, you are,
even Walmart, Academy. A lot of stores are starting to carry our products, so we're kind of everywhere right now. And we'll look forward to talking with you the next time you give me a chance to come on.
Oh, Al, you're on. Don't worry about that.
You're going to become a regular.
Yeah, Al, thank you, buddy. Al Noraker, have a great weekend. Have a good time in Orlando. I know it's a lot of work down there, buddy. But we'll talk to you later.
Yes,
all right, man?
Okay, have a great day, guys.
Thank you. All right, let's take a break on Outdoors with Larry Ray. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM.
Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray as we wrap up what we call the fastest 90 minutes in outdoor radio programming. We were hopeful to get Jeff Smith on from Leland Lures and the Trout Magnet and the Crappie Magnet, and just couldn't work it out with Jeff, but we'll get him on later, particularly when we get Ron back for BW. Bonus Wong, we'll try to throw in Jeff and find out what went on in Orlando. But I know a lot of you folks have been hanging on all this Saturday morning, you folks in Brownsville and Jackson and throughout the Mid-South. You're probably saying, well, did he do the fishing report? I don't remember Ron doing the fishing report. And I know you listen to this show on the second and fourth Saturdays, just not because of me, but you want to hear the fishing report from this amazing man over here that has no notes. It's all in his head, and that's scary. But what I think is the best fishing report, David Best does a good job too, but Ron Wong is the man. And Ron, so tell us, I know we've had the storms come through, but it's now hot again, Ron.
Yeah,
so what's going on?
The good thing was it brought the temperatures down, and believe it or not,
for a couple of days.
It brought the surface temperatures down almost 4 degrees, 5 degrees in certain places, from a high of 89 degrees on the surface of the water, down to 84 where I was at. And I got to tell you something, that had a big effect on the fish.
You had a real good day the other day.
Yes, I did. I caught some really nice fish.
Bass, yeah.
And the thing is once it, it's heating back up again today, up into the upper mid-90s, and it'll warm up the surface temperature. However, what doesn't change that much is the thermocline.
Oh, yeah.
Thermocline right now is anywhere between 7 to 12 feet based on the lake, the size of the lake, and how much current you have in it. So that's the first thing you want to look at. And anybody on a graph can just look at their graphs, turn up your sensitivity, and you can find the thermocline. And you want to try to fish above the thermocline because that's where your feeding fish are going to be.
I got you.
And let me give everybody a tip. They'll say, well,
wrong tip.
If the thermocline is at 12 feet and the fish are going to feed at that, what do I fish? Well, fish ledges, fish drop-offs or points that have 12 feet over them.
Okay.
With deeper water around.
Okay.
Because what they'll do is they'll feed at that stage, but they will lay back in the cooler water, but not feed because the oxygen level is a little bit lower.
Okay.
So that's the thing you want to look for. Is to look.
So you can still catch fish in this hot weather. I mean.
Oh, absolutely, and they're biting pretty good. Pickwick, Kentucky Lake, Texas, Tennessee River, they are when they're pulling current during the middle of the day and the afternoon. The fish are biting the best, and they're biting on ledges anywhere from 10 to 14 feet deep.
Okay, on ledges.
And several ways that they're catching them. One is a jig with something like a rage bug.
Okay.
And green pumpkin will work real well. A 3/4 ounce structure jig. A Carolina rig.
All right.
With a 18 to 24 inch leader, using a green pumpkin or a June bug colored 6-inch lizard or game hog. And the best bait right now is a Strike King 5XD or 6XD crankbait. And anything in a shad color or a citrus shad is my favorite because of the color. It emulates not only a shad but also brim.
Yes, okay. All right. And then, of course, we got at these hot temperatures, you got to be real safety conscious when you're going. I know the bluegill are still on the beds.
Bluegills are still on the bed.
At Reelfoot, I'm still getting good reports from Reelfoot, and some of the local state agency lakes, Ron. You have told me that some of the state agency lakes are what's Herb Parsons, Glen Springs, some of the other ones like that. Yeah. So it's even though the
and the crappie are still biting good too.
Oh yeah.
And so anyway, the crappie don't troll very fast.
Don't troll very fast. You're really down to that speed.
Hey Larry,
what?
I hate to cut this report short.
Yeah.
But we got a special guest on right now.
We do.
From Searcy, Arkansas, the one and only Jeff Smith with Leland Lures.
We have Jeff on the line.
We finally got a hold of him.
Well, he's
a busy man.
He's in Arkansas. It's God's country.
Well, he's a busy man.
Yeah.
Jeff, good morning. It's a beautiful Saturday morning, and I know you're busy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so sorry it's hard to get a hold of, but good to hear from you guys. You guys doing all right?
Well, we're doing fine now that we've heard your voice. Yeah, that's great. You just made our day, Jeff.
That's right.
Nothing against all the other guests, but if I don't hear somebody from Arkansas once a week, I'm in trouble. You know, I mean, I need that. But it's good to have you, and I know that we're talking about ICAST. Of course, this is Jeff Smith, the Leland Lures, a crappie magnet, trout magnet, and all the other things. You guys are getting ready to head to Orlando, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah.
For next week, and we've asked people what they're going to take with them down there and what they're going to showcase.
What's new?
Yeah, what's new with what's going on with you?
Wow, I tell you what, there is so much going on with us right now. We're really blessed. A lot of new things coming out, and I'll run through some of them really quickly. But we've got some new plastic coming out.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
One is called the Roo, after the kangaroo. It's got a pouch in it. It's a little crappie bait.
I've been hearing about it.
Okay, all right. The Roo.
Yeah,
right.
This has been on the make for a while, but it's a little tricky little bait to make, and it's been tough to make. We finally got it figured out, and it's a little shad-looking bait with a split tail.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
You put your scent, and it's made for finesse fishing.
Okay.
You're fishing with a second or a 16th-ounce jig. It's called the Roo.
Roo.
It is really cool, and it's the newest thing we have.
R-O-O, Roo, right?
R-O for kangaroo. That's a lot of people call kangaroos Roo.
I know it. Yeah.
Right.
Not in Arkansas.
And so I can put a slab bite in the pouch.
Oh, yeah.
Now you're in Ron. That's exactly right. And now every time the fish bites it, it oozes out even more. So scent's coming in the eye hole as
well.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm impressed.
Keep going. You're on a roll, Jeff. What's next?
Hey, so we also have a new bait that came out just about a month or so ago. We're going to be introducing it at ICAST. It's called the Hammer. And the Hammer is the opposite of the Roo. It's more of a open water, muddy bait. It's gigantic. It's 2.5 inches.
Oh, okay.
It's a big crappie bait. It's got ribs on it that traps the air, and it's made for single fish out in open water. People have been using it in Mississippi to even troll and some other things, but it's a new bait. Those are the two new plastics we have on the crappie side. Then we also have some new eye holes coming out. We have 1 1/4-ounce eye hole, which we've never had before. It's brand new. And I just came back from Ontario and used it up there for walleye. It was
wow.
Yeah.
It was awesome because it holds your scent in there. It's a much bigger cavity. And I was actually with the slab curly, or one of our curly tails.
Yeah.
For walleye, and it was a absolute killer. So that's new for us.
What size hook's on that?
That's a 1/0 hook on that.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, a 1/0 hook. And so then we have some new D2s coming out.
Okay.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
And we have it all the way down to a 32nd. We've got it in several new colors. That has been a really exciting bait for us to have out because it's for the high water for trout fishing. It's been difficult for years to catch them. The trout magnet is hard to beat in low water, but in high water, it's it's really almost impossible to use. But the D2 with the marabou jig has really changed that. But what's happened is all the small streams have wanted to use those, and I thought, well, the 32nd won't work very well, but boy, was I wrong.
Right.
Where we're going, the 32nd is killing them in those small streams, like the Spring River.
Yeah.
Okay. That have small streams.
Yeah.
Hey, and that D2 also works really well for crappie, too.
It does. It really does. You can catch crappie on it.
Yep.
The way it falls, that D2's got two different shapes head. On one side, it's round, it's flat on the other, so it spirals as it falls.
Right.
Really unique action. And then something else I'm really excited about this year is it's called the Brim Boss. It's brand new.
Brim Boss. Okay.
Brim.
I love that name.
And it's an eye hole with a it's a yarn type body. It's chenille basically with a tinsel tail. So you put your scent inside, and it is a brim destroyer. Now, I never thought that I would go away from just using a straight trout magnet for brim because it'll catch.
Right.
It'll catch them. Yeah.
But I went with one of my friends who is working with this project with us, and he outfished me one day with this thing.
That sold you right there.
I see what you got here. Let me see if we can make this thing. So it's been in the make for a little over a year, and so it's in 4 colors, and it has a small size 6 hook on it. It's perfect for brim. It's in a 2-pack. It's called the Brim Boss.
The Brim Boss.
Wow.
Okay, I like that name.
You guys have kept that hidden pretty well.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't even heard about that.
Oh, we got something Ron Wong has not heard about. Okay. That's really good. And
then the last thing we've got is on the Eye Hole brand, we've added some hair jigs.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Jig.
Yeah.
And so that's been something that the market's been, demanding quite a bit of. We have the Popeye jigs, and we have some other things. One with scent in it has been really a big push. We have 4 colors in it, from bright colors to natural colors, and it's just something that people are using for live scoping. When you want to go down, and that's kind of the been the latest trend.
Yeah.
And so going down in size, now you can add your scent to that in the eye hole, as well as have a small little hair jig.
What size jigs will you have on that?
That's a 1/32nd, because most of the people that are using these are pegging it with a weight above it.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so they're not casting those individually. Yeah. They're putting an 1/8 or a 16th or even bigger above it.
Well, tell them we only got another minute. We're going to get you back on after ICAST, Jeff. Count on it. We'll chase you down if we have to send a Pony Express after you. But tell our listeners where they can get more information about your products.
Well, they're welcome to go to our Facebook page at Trout Magnet or Crappie Magnet, or go to troutmagnet.com, where all of our Trout Magnet and Crappie Magnet products are on there. And I would love to help out and see how we can help people catch fish.
All right, buddy. We appreciate it. Thank you for getting in touch with us. Sorry we don't have more time, but we'll work you in. I mean, I don't work in everybody, okay? All right?
Have a great ICAST show.
Yeah, have a great ICAST, Jeff, and we'll talk to you down the road, okay, buddy? All right.
God bless you guys. Sir, lip them all.
Thank you. All right. Jeff Smith. Okay, next week's show, let me quickly phase us out here. John Gordon and Frank Barton will be in the studio, and Shelby's going to bring the trumpet next week.
All right.
So you will hear House of the Rising Sun. She can work on that. I know that.
She can do it.
That's next week. And then we're going to talk about with Joan Howe up at the Refuge Ranger at Tennessee National Wildlife Refuge. They're getting ready to have a wood duck festival up there. It's always one of my favorite things. Ron Wong, thank you, buddy. Always a great show.
Thank you.
You did a wonderful job. This is Outdoors with Ron Wong this week. So we'll let him handle it next time. But anyway, appreciate you, Ron. And all you folks out there, remember, it doesn't cost an extra cent to be a good sport. What else, Ron?
God bless the USA.